Hey, this is Notser, and this is the user replay of the week. Tonnagekoenig is in the Tier 6 Premium Soviet cruiser Molotov on the map Strait. If you're interested in submitting a replay, please send it to notserreplay@gmail.com. Please have the replay file, in-score screenshots, 1 to 2 sentence summary, and please include the ship name in the title of the email. And I'm going to be completely honest with everyone, there are some amazing replays that I would never be able to compete with. They're mind-blowing. They're once-in-a-lifetime experiences, and I'm getting hundreds of them every month. So I really do appreciate the enthusiasm for sharing your replay with us. I do try to read them all, but we're going to go for the most mind-blowing replays just for entertainment value, and this one is no exception. This is an insane replay, absolutely insane. So, Tonnagekoenig, he's German. I know 110% he's German. He's stopped over by an island using his aircraft to basically fire and view over this island. There's no way we'd have the angle to line up a shot against these enemy cruisers. But he's not hitting them. It's not an easy shot. I'm not blaming him at all. It's just the scout plane, while it's very useful, it doesn't really give you the amount of damage that you were trying to look for. It would be kind of cool if when you use the scout plane, they would add in the scouting bonus or the benefit that they're trying to look into for the aircraft carrier to make it more dynamic. You know, look to reveal an enemy's location, maybe set up an attack. It's not so much about killing, damaging, and objective play. But he's getting a little chip damage, just a hair of chip damage. And it's alright. He's got HE loaded. He got a fire on the Omaha, which is worth more than pretty much anything, and the Omaha puts it out. So now we know the damage control has been used and is on cooldown. Since it is a cruiser, the immunity is very short. Very short. But he has yet to get lucky again. You know, anytime you're trying to follow up with a high chance of fire sticking for a long time, it never actually happens, right? Unless you're a Japanese cruiser. I had someone ask, hey, what is the antithesis of the German cruisers and their AP? And it is the Japanese cruiser line. The Japanese cruiser line, honestly, is probably the most powerful cruiser line across the board, just because it is so effective with HE. I had another game, and the player was fantastic, although he zoomed in and out a little bit too much, and I've received requests, hey, I really appreciate that this player is skillful, but going in and out in the replay is a little jarring, and I completely agree. So we're not going to use that one, but this Japanese cruiser was doing 7 and 8k HE damage per salvo on battleships, and it was super easy. It didn't matter the angle of the target. He also was having the opportunity for fires to stick because it is extremely high. It's something like 20-23% at a high-tier Japanese cruiser. You can't hide from that. There's nothing that will mitigate that damage. So, if you are someone who gets a little frustrated with AP, maybe try HE and the Japanese line. So, Tonnagekoenig is engaging these targets that are near his base. Someone pulled a Notser, an enemy destroyer, and he dropped off the radar. Which is good for him, because he probably would have died. Unfortunately for Tonnagekoenig's team, they are behind. And it looks like they're going to get even further behind, because they're split all over the map. They've got isolated targets here and there. They got a friendly destroyer going after the enemy aircraft carrier. And it looks like the enemy Ognivo is trying to protect them. Unfortunately for the enemy team, they're going to lose their aircraft carrier. He's down to, he just died. So they have no benefit of an aircraft carrier. That could be key. This Kamikaze R variant is in the area, although he needs to be a little bit closer than he is right now to have success. That is the nice thing about mid to late tier before the extreme high tier. You know basically the range of their torpedoes. They don't have that much range when you compare it to something like the US destroyer line, who has 16 kilometer range torpedoes. and gun systems that are extremely powerful. But for now, there's nobody within effective range. For those who don't know, I'm on the North American realm, and the patch is coming. As you're watching this right now, it's actually out. And I, of course, will try and make videos that highlight the changes, specifically module builds with probably destroyers and cruisers, and of course, the Iowa and the Montana, because those two ships in particular received a large buff. But I'm very excited for the patch, and you know, it's great that they're making a lot of content fast. But it seems like just yesterday, the 5.6 patch came out, and I had made all those videos. It's just really hard to get ahead of these content changes and what they affect, get those ship requests. So I really hope that you appreciate the content, even if you don't see your ship for a while. This enemy Kamikaze R is trying to run. He's probably just at his border, and he's detected by aircraft. What luck, right? Tonnagekoenig is going to use his main guns, which are very strong, and he's got HE loaded. He should be able to take this guy out rather quickly. Now, in hindsight, I think the aircraft carrier should have realized, wait a minute, I was detecting for a teammate to kill a target. I should just do that first before I go mop up free kills on aircraft that can't respond. It is a mid-tier game. The player's either greedy or not aware that he is providing something that's very useful. So the Kamikaze is given a second chance at life, and he's able to retreat. But, you know who's not getting a second chance at life? The friendly aircraft carrier has 5 enemy cruisers on his butt. Literally the entire enemy cruiser force is within effective gun range of the friendly aircraft carrier. He is going to die. Yep, and he died very quickly. That is a scary force in the north. They probably felt like, hey, we mopped up everything. We're going to move south, kill anyone in our way, and win the game. And it is looking, oh, it is very dire. It's 2 against 7. 2 against 7. How are you supposed to deal with this? How do you have a chance to win the game? Well, the first thing you need to do in a situation where you're outnumbered is you need to minimize the number of enemy targets that can engage you. You really would prefer 1v1v1v1v1. You know, every single target is moving in slowly, and he gets a good citadel shot on this enemy, Svetlana. This should be a kill shot. He doesn't need a lot of damage, and it is. Nice. Okay, it's 2v6. Every kill counts. Every little assistance is worth it. The Kamikaze R shows back up right in front of the friendly Kirov. And certainly you want to go after these destroyers. These destroyers are the most annoying aspect of the enemy team's fighting force because they can hide in smoke, send torpedoes, take out friendlies. Tonnagekoenig gets a good damaging shot on the enemy as he tries to hide in smoke, but he wasn't moving. If he could get any sight. Oh, he actually, go back to the destroyer. Focus. Oh, loses a friendly. Oh, great. It's 1v6. 1v6 and 1v5 now. Nice. Tonnagekoenig, he takes out the destroyer. The destroyer never moved. Here comes the Ognivo. And granted, I think the Ognivo is much easier to deal with because he's just going to be detected all the time. He can't send torpedoes. He has to basically gun down his targets. Tonnagekoenig, he's a little optimistic, I would say, using 4-kilometer range torpedoes on an enemy destroyer. I doubt very much that you'll have the opportunity to hit those, but at least he's being optimistic. And he has to. 1v6. It's a solo warrior +2. There's no way he's actually going to do this, right? This is just a game where we're going to watch him outlast, and eventually the enemy is just going to take him out. That's the idea, but it should be entertaining either way. And Ognivo is out in the open, broadside. That's the worst possible thing you could do. Unfortunately, it only has 2 turrets, one in the back and one in the front. And if you try and play very cautiously, you can only use 1 turret. And there is no way you're going to kill anything with 1 Soviet turret. It's just not enough damage. But he is successful in lighting Tonnagekoenig up. Oh, that's good. 4K damage. One more good salvo, and here comes the fighting force of the enemy. All of those cruisers are coming within range. And this should be the kill shot for the Ognivo. This is a little weird, isn't it? The view was sort of outside of the ship, and you could see it in view. I think this is from a mod. I don't know why the camera is pulled back to the degree it is in the third-person perspective, but, you know, maybe people like this. The player actually said he plays on a 5 affinity, I think it is, AMD setup, so he's used to seeing a really large amount from left to right. And this enemy, Kuma, is trying to come within range. Unfortunately, he's not doing a very good job in avoiding the damaging shots. There's an enemy Molotov that's full life. Oh, this could just not be any worse. All the enemy has to do is cap and try and do a little bit of extra damage. That's all they gotta do. They don't need to kill Tonnagekoenig. But I think that's what they want to do. I think they're that greedy. They feel like, we killed the aircraft carrier. We killed the battleships. We killed the cruisers in the north. We can kill this guy. It's 1v4. And so far, there are, there's 3 cruisers that we know of that are on a intercept course. There's only one more unaccounted for, and that could be anywhere. So he gets a good, nice citadel, nice, on the enemy cruiser. Don't know how much damage he did because it obviously dropped off detection just before the shot did damage here in Confederate, which is great. And he, in this situation, I cannot imagine the stress. I would be just so tense. I would be looking all around exactly as Tonnagekoenig is doing right now. And here comes the Kuma. And the Kuma is so low, showing nearly a perfect broadside. These guns can easily penetrate, and yeah, he takes them out. 2 citadels, does the remaining amount of hit points on the target. I think it was like 7 or 8k, but he has taken a significant amount of damage. That is because he was forced to be broad in that scenario. He had to get through the island, otherwise he's dead. They could just surround. He has to keep all the enemies in front of him in order to have any chance of winning. And here is the Omaha. He did a lot of damage to the Omaha. This should be the kill shot. This is all he needs, and yeah, he does take him out. Omaha tries to return fire with HE. He's down to 4,000. He earns Kraken Unleashed. He did get a Citadel, and it looked like it was 2-2. This must be, yes, this is the other enemy cruiser, and it's a Königsberg, and he's trying to engage him, of course. Now, he has AP loaded, but he missed a little high. He did only 2,200. But it's not the amount of damage you really want, and he's dropped to 3,600. He is not one-shottable, especially at this angle, but he is very close to dying, and he gets a Citadel. Nice! Unfortunately, the enemy has 458 hit points left, I believe. Yeah, 458. But this should be the kill shot. He doesn't need any more focus. He's down to 2,800. And, oh, wow. It's 1v1, 2,800. He's able to avoid the last salvo of the enemy German cruiser. And for whatever reason, the enemy team threw away a guaranteed win by capping out, and instead they were killed. No cap. This is typical World of Tanks stuff. Oh man, we could easily take this guy out. Well, he's killed 6 of you, and he's made every single one of you look like a fool. But you know what? There's still an opportunity for the enemy team to win the game. He's only got 2,800. He's 2 HE salvos away from death. And there's a enemy cruiser somewhere out there. And where could he be? The scout plane is up. It does not detect him. Oh, he's detected. And it's a full live Molotov. These are the exact same ships. Only one has 98% life, the other has 2% life. You know, it's just like, it's so easy for the enemy. He fires AP. Tonnagekoenig Tonnagekoenig is also firing AP, which probably is not ideal in this scenario. HE would probably be more effective. Here comes the shot, is it? Oh, man. He's down to 494. He switches to HE, which I believe was the right choice. Unfortunately, the enemy team does go into a broadside where AP would have been better, but you never know what he's going to do. If he continues moving forward, he will be able to avoid a lot of damage. He does 4,000 with the HE shot, and is this going to be the death knell? Is he dead? The enemy fired AP, it was absorbed by the nose and ricochets off. Tonnagekoenig fires AP, and he does 14,003 citadels. The enemy Molotov is panicking. I can't lose this. Oh, man. He is just so frustrated, probably. This guy has 494. Just one salvo. He rams the island. A tactical Notser. I don't know if that was the best strategy, but he's probably just thinking, just kill him. He's only got one gun, and this is the... Oh, man. One gun against two. So, Tonnagekoenig, he's going to have a better rate of fire, better damage overall, but he is so low. Is this the kill shot? Oh, man. The nose absorbs again. He actually hits with the HE and sets the target on fire. The target puts it out, of course, and he's just continuing to fire HE. The enemy Molotov. Is this the... Oh, he's firing HE too, but it's hitting a point on the ship where it's being fully absorbed. So there's probably one more salvo before the enemy dies, and... Oh, he's down to 54, but the enemy's burning. I don't think he's going to get another shot off. Is this how it ends? It is. It's over. Tonnagekoenig has done something unbelievable. If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I would have never believed it possible. But clearly it is. We watched it all. Tonnagekoenig got 7 kills, 2,444 base XP. That's a lot of 4s. And the only thing he did wrong is he didn't share all the screenshots. He probably just forgot. But for remembering the medals, he earned Confederate, High Caliber, Kraken Unleashed, and Solo Warrior, of course. It's Solo Warrior +2, I believe. Just absolutely insane. And the ending, for it to go 1v1, and the enemy Molotov to have multiple salvos to take him out, and for so many to be absorbed by the nose, just unbelievable. Absolutely unbelievable. Tonnagekoenig, please accept this thanks on behalf of the channel, on behalf of anyone who has any interest in playing or watching games, because this game is one for the ages. This was absolutely unbelievable, and I would hazard to guess anyone who has ever played a competitive multiplayer match would enjoy it and appreciate just the level of play that occurred in it, and I just can't say anything else. This is unbelievable. I'm so excited. I'm so happy that all of you have had the opportunity to watch it as well. I'm just amazed. Just amazed. So, 0.5.7 comes out as you're watching this in North America. I will be making a video for tomorrow on something related to 0.5.7. Hopefully it's a combination of being on one of the maps that changed / were new and added, a module adjustment, Iowa, Montana, that sounds pretty good. Maybe a destroyer, maybe a cruiser that uses both torpedoes and main battery. I don't know. I'm going to check it out. And hopefully I'll have a fantastic game to share with you. I really appreciate everyone's enthusiasm for the channel. It means a lot. I hope this was entertaining and worth the time that you invested in it. It certainly was for me. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.